Well, hey there, folks. Just like how only you can prevent forest fires, only you can prepare yourself for what's ahead on this podcast. But before we hike into the woods of horror films and all the terrifying tales they tell, you should know that on this show, we'll be taking a deep dive into some of your favorite scary movies. But be warned, there will be spoilers hidden behind every tree stump. So if you haven't seen the movie we're talking about, well, you should probably circle on back to the trailhead, partner. Not only that, but things can get a little, let's say, explicit around here. You'll hear strong language, and those opinions of ours, they can be as sharp as a bear's fangs. So remember, only you can decide if you're ready for the journey ahead. So stick around if you're prepared to face all those spoilers and listen to all that strong language and entertain some seriously bold takes. Otherwise, tread lightly. You've been warned.
Hi, hello, and welcome to this week's episode of Monster Madness, a podcast dedicated to all sorts of creatures, features, and beyond. I'm Erika, and joined with me is a man who would probably still try to pet a lion during a mauling. My co-host and best friend, Matthew.
Why are you biting me? I just want to be your friend.
Nice kitty, warm kitty, little fluff of fur, or whatever that fucking thing is.
They all look super cute, but I fully understand. Like there was and I think it's probably still around, but there's like a YouTube channel that's just a family that owns like a puma? And it just lives in a puma, and it just lives inside their house. And then it's like at any moment this murder kitten could just destroy your whole family, and you're like, I'm gonna fucking slap you around, you dumb pussy.
Jesus. That's exactly what they sound like these old 20s gangsters. Hello, pussy. Why I oughta. Jesus. Before we get into all the pussycat talk, you can find Monster Madness on all your favorite podcasting platforms, social media sites, and things of that nature. Matt streams video games and drum sessions from time to time, so you can check that out on our Twitch channel, and I join him occasionally. If you'd like to support the show, you can do so in many different ways, through Patreon, merch, donating, or simply leaving a review. All that good stuff. All the links will be posted in our show notes as per the usual. Matt, do you have anything that hath heebed thy jeebies?
Yeah, we were talking about it a little bit before we technically started recording. Fruit snacks. It's not a new heebie of the GBs, but Walmart fucked up our delivery now before because our friend Bradworth made a comment when I said something about getting a grocery delivery. The justification here is that it takes me 25 minutes to get to Walmart. If I then have to wander around the store to get my groceries and then another 25 minutes home, I can just pay someone to bring them to me, and then I save on the gas and the time. So don't at me. But they straight brought the wrong delivery, and then they're just like, keep it and we'll refund it. Just put a new one in. And in this person, maybe a serial killer, there was a family-sized box of Minecraft fruit snacks, a family-sized box of fruit roll-ups, a single can of carrots, a loaf of bread, and giant burrito shells, and a box of Pops. The cereal Pops, which we've just been giving the cereal and the burritos to the chickens because 330 calories per tortilla doesn't really seem worth it for me.
That's crazy.
So, yeah, that's insane. But that doesn't stop me from eating 2 Fruit by the Foots rolled up into one because I'm an adult. So, fruit snacks.
I love that. Love that. For me, this week, I got these eye masks. And you might secretly buy them. They're only $10 for 30 of them. They're those like gel things you put under your eyes for like puffiness and wrinkles.
You insinuating that I have fucking massive bags under my eyes because I don't sleep? I do right now. So like I woke up yesterday morning and I was like, wow, you look awful.
Well, not with these eye masks. You can do them once a day. I do them at night before bed with my girlfriend, and they're nice and cool. I don't remember the name of them, but literally they're the $9.99 ones on Amazon. And there's 3 colors. There's the 24 karat gold ones. There's the blue ones that have like some sort of acid in them. And then there's these rose ones.
Oh, Grace and Stella under eye masks?
Probably. If it's a white box, probably.
Nope. Purple box.
Nope.
It's a pink, I should say.
I could just look at my Amazon.
No, you totally could. And my initial question was going to be, is there a difference between the colors and what they get you?
Yes.
But
there is. It's Peauamie under eye patches. I don't know how to say that. There's a lot of vowels.
Puma.
Pumy.
Pumy.
There's literally like fucking 7 vowels.
Oh. Yeah.
They're so delightful.
You can't triple stamp a double stamp plate. They actually have a sampler pack, which sampler packs are my weakness.
Ooh, do it up.
What? No, and then I'm going to have to explain to Alyssa why I have eye things. She's going to make fun of me. She's probably going to ridicule me.
And then she's going to join you, and they're so soothing. Like, they actually relax me. I put one on last night and watched Love is Blind, and I was just enjoying life. You only have to put them on for 15 minutes. You could do it in the morning when she's still sleeping and or when she goes to bed at 8:30 like I do.
That's true.
Yeah, this
right,
could be...
but you also get up at 4.
I sure do.
Sometimes sleeps later than I do.
Okay. But I'm just saying, you have enough private time that you could take 15 to 20 minutes to rejuvenate underneath your eyes. They're very, very calming and delightful. They heebed my jeebies. If you do it and you don't send me a picture, I'm going to be so mad. I'll send you a picture of me wearing one right now.
But it's less weird for you to do it than a full-grown man.
No,
with just tits.
Wow.
I have the tits. You don't.
That's also factually
That sounded
true.
way worse than it was supposed to. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I'm a part of the itty bitty titty committee, and I'm proud of it.
There's nothing wrong with that. I just I want to get knocked out by a set of tits.
I just want to be completely sandbagged by fucking some knockers.
Any black eye I've ever had has been a result of tits.
Oh God, boobs. But yeah, that heebed my jeebies. Boobs heebed my jeebies.
Boobs heebed my jeebies too.
Well, just one pair. But anyway, on this, we don't want any maritals. When
I know, that's why I just stopped. But yeah.
Yep. So on this episode of Monster Madness, we are covering arguably the most dangerous movie ever made, 1981's Roar. And can I tell you how much I don't like saying the word roar?
Rawr.
It's like it's rural. It's like that word. It's just it feels like I got marbles in my mouth.
Oh, it has nothing to do with your stupid cheesesteak accent.
Speaking of my cheesesteak accent, I was editing.
I thought you were going to make fun of me.
No, it's fine. I love your accent. Bag. Like, I just love it.
Bag.
Yeah, I was editing our show earlier today, as I do. And I said something and I sent it to Jackie. I was like, what is actually wrong with me? Because I sounded like such a trash can. I can't even wait for you to hear it. I don't remember what I actually said, but it just was full Philly accent. But either which way, Roar is rated PG. It was actually filmed between 1976 and 1981. Don't ask me questions. I don't.
Okay.
I don't know.
You stopped me before
I don't know.
We can leave it at that.
It was released in Germany on April 17th, 1981, and then April 12th, 2015 was the US release. So this movie just was like hidden forever, and there's a reason why. It falls into the genre of adventure thriller and nature gone wild, which is a first for the show.
I thought the genre would be fucking turd.
That's the Matt genre. It has a runtime of 102 minutes. It's directed by Noel Marshall, as well as written by. It was produced by Filmways Pictures, American Film Consortium, and Genesis Project. It was distributed by, it just says, like, the initial release was distributed by a company in Germany/Europe, and then it was distributed by Draft House Films in the US in 2015. The music was by Terry Hood, which the music in this was just weird to me.
If the music is where you got hung up with this movie, that is a different problem.
Fair. So the main cast is Noel Marshall, Tippi Hedren, who was of the Birds fame. She was the main woman in Birds. Melanie Griffith and John Marshall. Now, Tippi and Noel were married at the time. Melanie Griffith was Tippi's daughter, and John Marshall is Noel's son. And I believe one of his other sons is in this movie, but I didn't care enough to put his name down. Some taglines for the film: the most dangerous movie ever made. No animals were harmed in the making of this film. 70 cast and crew members were... ... a ferocious comedy. The biggest adventure movie of 1983. Doesn't even have the year right, but okay. The ultimate chase movie of the year. More suspense than Jaws, more comedy than Cannonball Run, more excitement than Raiders of the Lost Ark. Fuck you. God. And then last but certainly not least, there's never been a film like Rawr, and there never will be again. I'm not saying it seriously. I can't do it.
No, you can't. Well, the fact that like it doesn't even. I thought this was okay.
Okay.
It's labeled as what, like a horror comedy, and then the tagline is a ferocious comedy. So it has nothing to do, like none of the tags had anything to do with anything about horror other than it's dangerous to the people that were involved in the movie because they used live fucking tigers and shit and people like.
Well, here's the thing. They never even considered it a horror movie, but it falls into this genre because of the things that happened in the movie to the actual people. It's an animal attacks movie, so I'm like, okay. But do you have the budget?
Fucking $17 million. Fucking $62 million right now.
That's insane.
Which they spent.
That's insane.
They spent all on lions. You know what the best part about it is?
What?
It only made $2 million.
That's amazing. And that's great because fuck them. This movie was
so
so bad.
that's 7.3. So that's. Hold on. Let me get a fucking calculator out. I need to know the percentage of loss that this movie had. Oh, so that's an 11% return on investment.
That hurts.
Yeah. So
I'm just going to hop right into the plot because I'd rather talk about cool facts about lions than this movie. And I have like a lot of mockery to.
I don't understand how the plot is this long. So
I'll read
Godspeed, little doodle.
I'll read it.
No, you have to. You have no choice.
That's true too. But here's the thing. I said this to you in a text message as well. There are things in this world, like porn without plot. This is lions without plot. I could not tell you a single thing or plot point of this entire movie. I just couldn't.
Which you're not wrong. And I realize you've walked away. I'm still making my point. You're not wrong, which makes even less sense that the Wikipedia plot is 5 fucking paragraphs long when there was no literal plot to this movie, if you ask me. And I unfortunately watched it.
You did. You really did. And I appreciate you. Just remember that. So, an American naturalist, Hank, lives... This is Wikipedia, by the way, because I was not putting in effort. American naturalist Hank lives on a nature preserve in Tanzania with a collection of big cats to study their behavior. Although he is due to pick up his wife, Madeline, and their children John, Jerry, and Melanie from the airport to bring them to his home. He is delayed by his friend Mativo, warning him that a committee is coming to review his grant. As he shows Mativo around his ranch and the rest of the preserve while they wait, Hank explains the nature of the lion pride and their fear of Tagar, a rogue lion who often quarrels with the pride's leader, Robbie. Hank asks Mativo to help him keep the pride safe. I could not tell you a single conversation that reflected any of that, but okay. The grant committee arrives. One of its members, Prentice, disapproves of the big cats and threatens to shoot them. A fight between 2 lions distracts Hank. He breaks it up despite having his hand bitten, and I'm pretty sure it was really bitten in real life. While Hank is bandaging his hand, the tigers attack members of the committee and injure some of them. And although Hank offers assistance, they leave in fear. Mativo expresses his concerns over another attack when Hank brings his family to the ranch. As they leave for the airport on Mativo's boat, 2 tigers jump aboard, traveling with them. Mativo steers into a log in the water, causing the craft to sink. The 2 men swim to safety. Madeline, John, Jerry, and Melanie are advised by the airport attendant, Leonard, to board a bus. They arrive at the ranch and enter the house, realizing that it has been left unattended. When Madeline and Jerry open the windows and doors, they are shocked to see lions eating a zebra carcass in front of the house. Family are frightened. That's not right.
Welcome to every issue I've ever had reading Wikipedia.
The family is frightened when animals enter the house and try to escape, but Tagar pursues them. Very, very viciously, might I add. Jerry finds a rifle and tries to shoot Tagar while he is fighting Robbie. Melanie fears that her father has been killed by the animals. Oh, so sad. Hank and Mativo, still pursued by the tigers, take 2 bikes from a local village. To prevent the tigers from following Hank to the airport, Mativo climbs a tree and distracts them. Hank encounters the airport attendant who tells them that his family have taken a bus to his ranch. Hank arrives back in Leonard's car and rescues Mativo from a tree. that he made him go in, by the way. One of the car's tires is punctured by a rock in the road, and Hank runs to the ranch while Motivo fends off the tigers with an umbrella. The following morning, the family boards Hank's boat to try and escape, but an elephant pulls the craft back to shore and destroys it. John goes for help on Hank's motorcycle, but he is chased by the big cats and drives into the lake. After escaping another elephant, the family swims across the lake and finds another house that they use to sleep in. When they awake, they find themselves surrounded by the pride and conclude that since they are still alive, the animals do not intend to hurt them. Prentice tries to persuade the committee to hunt down and kill Hank's lions, though he is unsuccessful. He and Rick, another committee member, shoot many of the big cats anyway. Eventually, Tagar attacks them, and although Hank sees the assault and tries to intervene, the lions kill Prentice and Rick before returning to the house to battle Robbie. Robbie stands up to Tagar and the fight ends. Hank arrives at the ranch to find his family waiting for him. Motivo arrives, and Hank asks him not to mention Prentice or Rick's death. He is introduced to Hank's family, who agree to stay for the week. The end. So that was rawr. And
Excuse me, that was what?
Rawr.
Rawr.
So some notes. Well, actually, before I get into my notes, yay, nay, or slay, Matt, for this?
Slay all day, king.
Yeah, I have to agree. If this movie had any type of substance to it where I understand what the fuck was going on at all, because the ADR, like the looping that they did, was not good. It didn't match anything. And it was just chaos. Chaos with this man just like loving on lions, which is great. Here's the thing. Big cats need love. Not Tiger King level love, but they need love. What was the name of the bitch in Tiger King?
I'm trying really hard not to look it up.
There's
I
a
can
song.
picture her face.
There's a song.
I know. Carol Baskins.
Carol Baskin, I'm so proud of you.
Sometimes I just gotta fall asleep for a second.
You did close your eyes for quite a few seconds.
I had to think.
It was real hard. Yeah, I mean, it's not that level of... I don't even know. I don't even know what to say. I didn't understand what the story was. I didn't get anything of it from the dialogue. All I understood with this man lived in a house with, I counted, at least 25 lions of some sort. There was pumas, there was panthers, there was lions, there was tigers. There was so many cats. And the only small thing that I enjoyed while watching this is the fact that my cats literally watched the movie because they were like, Big Brothers? Like, they were just... But what I was talking to
Cousin Stanley, is that you?
Robbie, get it right. His name was Robbie. But what's always fascinating to me, especially about big cats, is that cats in any shape or size act the same. Those cats are just really fucking big and deadly. But they are basically kittens that will slice your fucking face off.
Do you know what they are?
Lions.
Giant pussy doodles.
They really are. Because Brooke was watching this with me, and the whole time she was like, I kind of want to pet one. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
Nope.
She would, though. She would. She would be the one to nuzzle in a lion's mane.
I mean, I would too, but then, like, I wouldn't be shocked if my face became less a part of my body.
Fun fact for the listeners and for you. I think it's a rational fear, it makes me concerned, like, when I think about, like, hiking in different places that have actual mountain lions, because there are mountain lions in Pennsylvania. They are fucking deadly as fuck. They lock in on you, you're dead.
I've been on Terror. There's a couple YouTube channels, which if you ask me what their names, I will look them up. If not, I won't. But they're like most terrifying encounters. Like the one of the ones we watched, it was like encounters in the woods. So it was guys that you want them.
Yeah, I want them.
Yeah. But it was encounters in the woods or like encounters on hiking trails or some shit. And one was like a fucking lion was approaching this guy and he didn't really know what to do, and eventually it turned around and ran away. But it was like, you could tell if he turned, that thing was gonna fucking murder him.
Yeah, I saw one video of this guy who was hiking or running a trail, and a mountain lion was stalking him, and he was like walking backwards, and he kept going like, get away from me, and it kept going, it kept like kind of like,
it might be the same video, just different channel, but yeah,
maybe. But he kept like, it kept like bucking at him, and yeah, no, it was getting very close to him, and eventually, like, he was able to, like, scare it off with, like, a stick or something. But, yeah, So when I was doing research about, because I like in this season, like learning about facts about the animals, like to see how actually deadly they are, because it's like a frog could kill you if it's a certain type of frog and it's poisonous and you touch it. But like, it's very common for people to get killed by lions in a sense. They're deadly. So I like looking up facts about them. Did you know that if you are hiking and you smell cat piss in a very rural hiking area where like a normal cat wouldn't be, and everybody knows what cat piss smells like, fucking get out of there, because mountain lion's piss smells exactly like cat piss. However, tiger piss smells like popcorn. Lion piss I think just smells like normal ammonia, but I believe it's tiger piss. I could be mixing the two up, but one of them smells like popcorn. And I was like, that's fucking weird. Because while I was watching that, I was like, I wonder if, because I pride myself on the fact that I have 3 cats and my house does not smell like cat. That is a very hard thing to accomplish because cats are fucking just whatever. But yeah, popcorn.
It is tiger piss that smells like popcorn, and it's due to the presence of 2-acetyl-1-pyrrolin, the same molecule responsible for the aroma in cooked popcorn. So that it smells like popcorn because they have that same molecule in their urine.
Which is fascinating. It's so weird.
Right. Lions just being giant pussies. Shocker that it smells like pneumonia.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
A tiger is a feline also, but
Yeah, it's just weird how like different ones smell like different things. You'd kind of think that they'd all have a similar thing, or a similar scent rather.
If there's any murder cat out there that's piss smells like Funyuns, I'm gonna die.
I died doing what I loved.
Eating Funyuns.
Bye, pussy.
Funyun stank pussy murdered me and I don't mind.
Delete my browser history. You're saying so much as you're dying.
Yeah, right? Yeah, it was a very long-winded death.
Probably. Speaking of death, would you survive in that house?
No! No!
We did.
No, absolutely not. Yeah, fucking no way I'm living through that.
I am curious how. Okay, so I'm setting the scene here. You and I are in Tanzania for whatever reason.
All right, already not happening, but okay.
Company trip, and
if you call me and you're like, "Hey, the podcast is sending us to Tanzania."
There it is. I knew I was pronouncing it wrong.
Oh, you're fine. Instantly, I don't have the shots for that. I can't go.
Fair. But okay, so we're in Tanzania and we're in this house, and all of a sudden fucking lions are breaking through and they just want to nuzzle us, but then Tagar wants to fucking eat us. I feel I want to know, are you pushing me down to get to higher ground and away? Like, are you sacrificing me? Like, in the panic, are you throwing elbows, or are you like kind of just like yeeting me up the stairs because you know I'm dead weight and I'm not going to help in any situation?
I think you, knowing me as a human being, you know this answer.
You're yeeting me.
No, I don't. So here's the thing is, I've never been in a position where I've had to make that decision, so I don't know for sure. But I would like to think that me as a human being cares enough about people that I care about that I wouldn't just be like, suck, bitch. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I would at least try to help you.
You fucking just put your leg out and I trip.
Yeah, I mean, maybe not.
I always fucking hated this podcast.
Just finally free.
Had to go all the way here to fucking do it.
It took a lion attack to finally get away from this lady.
Pretty much. But yeah, no, I feel like we would die immediately. They would sense my fear.
Oh, yeah.
And just rip my throat out. But
well, my piss wouldn't smell like popcorn, so they would know that I'm just expendable.
Yeah, they'd be like, oh, he just smells like...
Not the movie starring Sylvester Stallone.
Jesus. I have some minutiae before we get into fun lion facts to cut out the show, to end the show, because there really isn't much to talk about.
Thank God.
Yeah, there isn't really much to talk about with this episode, guys. Like this movie, guys. It's not good. We watched it to watch animals attack people, and they did. And that was great, but no. Most of this is I texted you this when you were about to watch it or had just finished watching it. Because I was like, this is my favorite fact because it's literally the first one and the best one. Most of the lion attacks you saw were very real and usually resulted in actual injury to the cast and crew. Okay, so you had one of the funniest things you ever said to me in our episode of the birds.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Well, it wasn't like I've laughed the hardest with that, but it was one of the
I'd
funniest
say
things.
I'm a pretty fucking enjoyable human being.
You make me laugh constantly. When we were
Thanks.
talking about the fact that Tippi Hedren, who
You're
again,
all right.
thanks, who is the female star of this film as well, she had to endure a 40-hour work week getting attacked by birds, and you were just like, give me a goddamn minute. Like, if you were Tippi, just being like, fucking birds keep trying to eat me, and like, I'm just tired.
Right.
She willingly signed up for another animal attack movie. She lived with lions. Like, some of these were her fucking pets. That was her husband. They really had an animal sanctuary with 140 fucking lions that they took care of. So, like, why does this bitch love when animals attack her? She is not smart.
No, I don't know. Like, if I had a pet, if I had an animal that I kept as a pet, and I had one, like, I love dogs. We have had a number of dogs. We will continue to get dogs. If one like fucking attacked me to a point where like I lost a foot or something serious happened, like I don't know if I could ever have a dog again.
No, here's the thing. I think you could have a dog, but you're not like putting yourself in a circle of wolves.
Well, but that's what I'm trying to equate it to something that I can understand. Like, I would never have lions. I would never have wolves. I would never have pumas because I don't want to, like, I understand that they can fucking turn at the drop of a dime.
Yeah.
So I'm trying, like, I Tippi Hedren, more like dumbass bitch. That's all I got. I don't know.
I loved it. Cinematographer Jan de Bont was mauled by a lion on the set. Over 120 stitches were needed to sew his scalp back in place. After medical treatment...
What?
Yeah. This is what these people fucking endured to film this fucking horrible movie. It wasn't worth it, my guys.
Hey, Jan, what's with the bald spot? What, I had to show my head back on after I got attacked by many lions.
Oh, the German accent makes it so good. Oh, fuck, that was delicious. After his medical treatment, Dupont returned to the production to complete director of photography duties. He did not make enough. He did not make enough money for this movie in any way, shape, or form.
Didn't even cover the medical bills.
No. In the same theme, Melanie Griffith, who we all know, was mauled by a lion during filming and required plastic surgery. Griffith reportedly received 50 stitches to her face. It was feared that she would lose an eye, but she recovered and was not disfigured. On another occasion, a lion grabbed her hair and wouldn't let go. The shot made it into the film. I remember that shot. I would be fucking terrified. With a budget of around $17 million, this picture has been described as the most expensive home movie ever made. What an insult. That burns. Because Noel Marshall was like, this is going to be incredible. This is my Jaws. This is my blah. And no. I wonder what Roger Ebert said about this.
I legitimately would be curious, like, how Melanie Griffith and Tippi Hedren got convinced to do this movie.
That was her stepfather and husband, and they lived with lions. They loved them.
Fair enough. So that's okay.
And I think this was one of Melanie Griffith's first role. No, she might have been a child actor, actually. I think she was a child actor. Noel Marshall was attacked by wildcats so many times during production that he eventually developed gangrene. In one incident, he was clawed by a cheetah while protecting the animals during a bushfire in 1979. All of the animals were evacuated, and it took several years for him to recover from his injuries.
All I have been waiting for, how long have we been doing this show? Almost 5 years?
6 years.
Almost 6 years?
Yeah.
I have been waiting almost 6 years to be able to use the term gangrenous, and I finally can.
There you go. He was gangrenous.
He became gangrenous.
Gangrenous. I hate that word. Gangrenous. There it is.
School words with Matt.
New segment. The movie was financed by husband and wife Noel Marshall and Tippi Hedren. Reportedly, to finance this picture, Hedren and Marshall had to mortgage their assets, including their ranch. Then they had to sell their Beverly Hills home, 120 acres of prime real estate in San Francisco Valley, and other assets in order to complete the picture. Wasn't worth it.
No. Going back a little bit, Melanie Griffith's first acting role was at the age of 12. So she was a child actor.
Okay, so there was a
actress.
Couple more years. Because I think she was like 15, 16 when they first started filming this. But if it took fucking 5 years to film, that's crazy.
Well, she was... Yeah, so Night Moves, Drowning Pool, and Smile came out in 75, and she would have been like 18 at the time. So yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
Before filming, Joel Marshall's son, John Marshall, was the first victim. When he was attacked
An original prick.
When he was attacked by a lion who clamped on its jaw on John's head, it took 25 minutes to get the lion to let go of his head, and it required 56 stitches.
Okay, can we talk about this? Like, for 25 minutes, there is a murderous animal clamped onto your head. I would have quit on the spot.
Be like, Dad, I'm not doing this. Because that was his son.
Yeah.
I'd be like, Dad, no, fuck you. They're not nice.
You're not my dad. I am your dad. My real dad wouldn't let a cat eat my face.
Pretty much. This movie is not considered a horror movie. However, the making of it has been called a horror because the production was plagued by bushfires, floods, animal attacks, crew resignations, rain, disease, and foreclosure. All of these facts have to do with attacks. Assistant director Doran Coper was attacked and mauled by a lion during production of this film. He had his throat bitten open, his jaw was bitten, and one of the lions attempted to rip his ear off. He was also injured in the head, chest, and thigh. Although it has been reported that the attack nearly proved fatal, the Santa Cruz Sentinel on July 9th, 1978 printed a quote from a nurse saying his injuries were acute. Although what this really means is that his injuries were sudden and traumatic, he was also reported of being conscious and in fair condition. He was still attacked and mauled by a lion, and he was not the first, and he probably was not the last. Our favorite film cinematographer now, Jan de Bon, has said that this picture was the most intriguing, most demanding, and most challenging of his career. He once said, "It was also pretty dangerous. Rawr is the only picture I almost lost my head over. It was frustrating at times, but I was hooked. The cats were fascinating. They never did the same thing twice. The technical problems were gigantic. When you shoot with 5 cameras simultaneously, each has to be ingeniously disguised so they don't appear in the shots. This was my first Hollywood film, and I'll never be the same again." That was his first fucking job. And he was like, yeah, let's do it. Let's keep going. 120 stitches on his first job. I would never, ever work with Noel Marshall again, and I would have sued the fuck out of him.
Right. I remember how much I made at my first job, and it's not worth 126 stitches.
Nope. Director Noel Marshall's concept for this film was to allow the big cats to do pretty much as they wanted. Thereby, it was an unobtrusive scientific technique methodology. That is a mouthful. Finding the most natural and truest expression of their personalities and behavior. So, dude, do a documentary. Why are you doing this fucking shit where people are getting fucking bitten and all this other bullshit? But whatever. I digress.
Because idiot.
Yeah, he's a fucking dumbass, and I doubt that they stayed married for long after the fucking financial ruin that this caused them. Closing out the show, I want to give you guys some fun facts about lions, because lions are actually pretty cool when they're not mauling entire cast and crews. So, lions are considered truly social cats. They live in groups called prides, which are usually consisted of females, their cubs, and a few dominant males. Male lions are very lazy. They sleep up to 20 hours a day, leaving the hunting mostly to the females. Also, when the females want to mate so that they can, grow the pride, and the lions are lazy and won't wake up, they will bite the lion's balls to wake them up.
No, thank you.
Well, I'm just saying. So how long were Tippy and Noel together?
So this movie got done filming in 1981.
Yes.
They got divorced in 1982.
Yeah, fucking shocker. When did they get married? How long were they married for?
1952. So
oh shit. Okay.
23 years.
Oh shit.
24
Okay,
years.
so that is Melanie Griffith's father. Why the fuck is her last name Griffith?
Because her first husband, Peter Griffith, 1952 to 1960. Noel Marshall, they were married. Oh, I'm sorry. 1964, she married Noel Marshall. They got divorced in 1982. Then in 1985, she married Louis Bakr Nakasha, and they divorced in 1992.
So I'm looking up Melanie Griffith real quick. She was married and divorced to Don Johnson in 1976. They got married and divorced in the same year. And then she married him again in 19...
that's not even listed here.
Then they got...
Sorry, Wikipedia. Oh.
I'm Melanie. Then they got married again in 1989, divorced in 1990. 1996. But in between that,
Oh,
she was married to Stephen Bauer from 1981 to 1989. And then she was with Antonio Banderas from 1996 to 2015. Oh, she busy. Busy lady.
the picture of her in 2016, she looks like a bad shoe with a fucked up nose.
Yeah, that's what a lot of plastic surgery will do to you. She was very, very pretty. And she probably would have aged wonderfully if she did not do that. Her father's name? Peter Griffith.
I know, I saw that before, and I had to reread it 7 times because of whiskey, and I thought it said Peter Griffin.
Tippy. Like I said, lioness are the main hunters, working together in coordinated strategies. Males protect the pride and fend off intruders. Lions have a hunting success rate about 20-30%, meaning they fail more often than they succeed. They can eat up to 15% of their body weight in one sitting. Samesies. If it's pasta, I'll fucking eat 70 pounds of pasta. Lionesses often give birth around the same time. This helps cubs nurse communally, which improves survival odds. Cubs have spots. They're born with a rosette-like spots that fade as they mature, and it helps with them to camouflage in tall grass. When a new male takes over a pride, he often kills all the cubs to bring the lionesses back into heat, but it's a biological and brutal strategy. Male lions grow manes as a form of intimidation. A darker, fuller mane is a sign of high testosterone and good health. It attracts mates and scares off rivals. I was curious about that. I was talking to Brooke about that. I was like, why do some of the lions have such short manes and then the other ones have big, bushy, dark ones? I was like, maybe it's just like genetics or something, but it's actually just their testosterone levels. When they're like, I'm the fucking alpha, which is stupid, I'm going to be big and burly. Could you imagine if you were like, as a human.
You realize you're talking to a big and burly, dark-haired boy.
Yeah.
And you're like, being an alpha is a dumb fucking thing.
But you're not, are you bucking at me?
I don't know what I'm doing right now.
Have you seen that fucking girl on Instagram? I'm going to have to send it to you. It's this girl about like inappropriately bucking at random times. It's just like the birth of someone's baby. It's like, oh my God, she's so pretty. And she's just like, and she like, it's so fucking
Jesus
funny.
Christ.
It's so funny.
I'm sure you'll send it to me at 4:15 a.m. with 37 other reels.
You're goddamn right. I'm pebbling, okay? I pebble the people that I love. Let me.
No, it's you. I've gotten into the when I wake up in the morning, it's the first thing I do is, and then I get to the top of all the reels you sent. I know this is an audio podcast, so you couldn't see me vigorously swiping 9 times to get to the top.
Oh no, they could hear it, I'm sure. Last but certainly not least, there are such a thing as white lions. They aren't considered albino. They're just a rare color mutation of the southern African lion caused by a recessive gene. So enjoy those fun facts about lions. I hope you like them. I enjoyed researching them, and I really enjoy lions. I like cats, so lions are just really big ones. I want to go to the zoo now and look at lions, but then I feel bad about them because they're in a zoo and they shouldn't be there. It's a complicated feeling. So on that note, thank you for listening to this episode of Monster Madness. Remember to rate and support our show because we watch these really bad movies for you guys, or, just scream into the void like we do.
That's what I do.
Because you know what? We should have screamed about how nobody stopped this film from being made. It still happened, and it shouldn't have. It was bad. It was really bad.
But I feel like there's a lot of movies that you could argue someone should have stopped and they never did.
I would have rather watched Beaster Day again. At least I laughed a couple times watching that.
That is true.
Until next time, guys, enjoy life.
Please save me.
Rawr.
Stop that.
No.